see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make these delicious, fluffy, sweet, golden brown Vetkoeks, also known as Amagwinya. Stay tuned for the video. So guys, what we're going to start off with is our cake wheat flour. I use the Golden Cloud brand, but you can use any brand. And then we're going to go in with our essence, vanilla flavor. You can use any other flavor that you prefer, just for that little extra. And then we're going to use our instant yeast. That's if you're not using self-raising flour. And then one of my secret ingredients is the castor snow. Instead of using sugar, I use this, guys. It works 10 times better. And then obviously we're going to need some salt. You can use any brand, any type of salt. And then our next ingredients is obviously our oil. You can use any brand. And then last but not least, we're going to need a bowl to add in all our ingredients. So guys, we're going to start off by washing our hands. We can't do anything in the kitchen food wise without washing our hands first. So we're going to take our bowl and then we're going to start adding in our wheat flour. So I'm going to add in 3 cups of flour today. I'm literally just going to be making about 5 to 6 of these babies. I don't need a lot. I'm just going to be making it for me and my my partner. So we're going to add in our 3 cups, and then we're going to go in with 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to go in with our instant yeast. That's if you're not using self-raising flour, guys. If you are not using self-raising flours, we need to add in our yeast. I normally use half a packet, especially depending on the amount of Vetkoeks that I'm going to be doing. Today, like I said, I'm only going to be doing 5 to 6, so I don't need the whole packet. If I was doing more, or if I added more flour into my bowl, I was going to use the whole packet. So half a packet is perfectly fine for today's tutorial. And then I'm going to go in with my secret ingredient, which is the castor snow, guys. This is amazing. I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons. Yes, guys, I said 6. It comes out amazing. It just comes out beautiful. You can never have enough of this stuff, guys. Whether it's sugar that you're using or you're using this, 6 just gives it the right amount of sweetness. So you're going to mix everything together. That's all our dry ingredients that's been added. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to start adding in all our liquid ingredients. So we're going to go in with our oil. We're just going to add in 1 tablespoon of the oil. We don't need much. And then we're going to add in lukewarm water in 1 cup. We're going to add in our lukewarm water, and then we're just going to place that on the side because we're going to use it in a minute. Make sure, guys, that your water is not too hot or too cold. We just need it to be lukewarm, so it's going to be in between hot or cold. So next, guys, we're going to go in with my other secret ingredients, which is the vanilla essence. Guys, I love using this stuff. I use this when I make my pancakes as well. I will be making a recipe for you guys, a recipe video for you guys of how I make my pancakes. But we're just going to add in 2 teaspoons of the vanilla essence. Guys, this it's a game changer. Trust and believe, it's a game changer. So now we're going to add in our warm, or rather lukewarm water into our mixture. So you want to start adding this, but you don't want to add in all of the water at once. You want to add it gradually, and you mix your flour until you get to a consistency that does not allow you to use your tablespoon anymore. I like to start off mixing my flour with the tablespoon until I can no longer mix it with a tablespoon. That's when I will obviously go in with my hands. So you're just going to mix everything in. What we want is that dough-like consistency, guys. That is what we want to achieve with this. Okay, so we've achieved that. We are no longer able to actually mix the dough with the spoon, so we're going to go in with our hands. So what I like to do is, guys, I like to just apply a bit of oil onto my hands so that the dough does not stick on. We added a bit too much, so yeah, so you just rub your hands with the oil, and then you just go in with your hands, and you want to start meshing everything together. You want to knead that dough together until we have that dough-like consistency. Personally, I don't like my dough looking soggy or on the wet side. I prefer my dough to be more on the dry, elastic side. So it always works for me. My Vetkoeks always come out amazing. My steamed bread always comes out amazing that way. So you want to knead your dough, and if you feel like it's a bit on the runny wet side, then you can just keep drizzling your flour onto your dough until you get that hard elastic consistency that I would advise you to go for. How you'll know that your dough is actually ready: when you are kneading it and molding it and punching it in, it'll no longer stick onto your hands. The dough itself will actually grab onto whatever is left on your hands. That's when you know that you've actually achieved the consistency that we are looking for. So I'm going to add a little bit more because I wasn't actually getting the consistency that I wanted. So I'm going to continue kneading it. So once you get the consistency, like I've shown you, you see it's no longer sticking on to my hands anymore. So we're gonna form a nice round ball shape with the dough. And then what you want to do is you want to get a clean bowl. Put the one that you were kneading your dough on aside. You want to take a clean bowl, and what we are going to do is we're going to add in some oil. We're going to take a paper towel, and then we're going to rub that oil all over that bowl so that our dough does not stick on to the clean bowl that we've just introduced into this video. So we just want to make sure that we have that nice round shape that we desire before we add in our dough into the bowl. So the thing about this day was that this weather was really bad. It was really sucky. So we had to improvise. So after that, we're gonna wash our hands. Obviously, always wash your hands, guys. I clean and go whenever I'm cooking or doing anything in terms of like making food in the kitchen. I clean and go. I clean as I go. Yes. So we've got our clean hands. So normally on a sunny day, I would take something like a cloth and I would actually cover my bowl and place it in the sun, like so, on a normal day where there's sun out. But today we did not have any sun. There was none at all. The weather was really gloomy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water, hot water, into my sink, and then I'm going to place my bowl in there and cover it. So guys, I decided to actually add the lid onto my bowl, If you have a lid, great. If you don't, you could always just cover it with a plastic, and then you place it into the sink where the warm water is. Can you see that steam, guys? The water was really hot. So we're going to place our cloth over it. We're going to place our cloth over it so that we keep all that heat in place, so that this will go on. We'll do this for 45 minutes. You can keep it in for 45 minutes. So guys, after 45 minutes to an hour, we will find our dough looking like so. So in the meantime, you are going to set your pot aside, and you're going to add your oil in, and you will set it on high heat for at least a good 5 minutes, but until the oil is actually really, really hot. And then after it's gotten to the heat that we want, we will decrease it to medium. So we're going to go back to our dough. But before we do that, we're going to take a plate, any plate, and then we're going to oil it up so that when we actually place our dough onto it, it also does not stick onto the plate. So we're going to now start kneading, punching our dough and getting rid of all that air that has developed when we had set it aside. Mind you, just pay attention to your pot. We don't want it to stay too hot or on high heat for too long. So, but just, yeah. So once you're done, then you're going to start forming your round ball-shaped dough. Depending on what size you want, I would recommend you make it smaller if you want more, because it is actually going to expand when you place it inside the hot oil. So now what you're going to do is, before you start, you're just going to take a little bit of the dough and you're going to test it out just to see at what level your heat is in, because you don't want your oil to be too hot, because you don't want to burn your Vetkoeks. So as you can see, this is what we want. We don't want the oil to be rapidly boiling. We just want it to be hot enough just to cook the Vetkoeks. Look at that, guys. So with time, it's gonna start expanding in size. I used a small pot. You could actually go with a bigger pot, and the nice thing about using a bigger pot is These babies actually start turning on their own when they are cooked on one side, especially with your second batch of Vetkoeks. And you can actually have more than just 2 in a pot. I'm really using like a really small pot at this point. Like it was like a medium-sized pot, so it also depends on the amount of oil, because you should at least have 2 1-liter bottles of oil, or one. I used 1 bottle, hence why I used this medium-sized pot. So yeah, so it does take some time, guys, which is a good thing if it's taking time to actually turn that golden brown. Voila, look at those babies, guys. They look amazing. They taste as good as they look, trust me. You just need to be patient with them. You know, if you are using a smaller pot as well, where they don't have enough space to actually turn on their own, you have to obviously turn them yourself after a few minutes. So guys, once you're done with all your Vetkoeks, you're going to take the same bowl, or if you have a different bowl that's clean, and then you're going to add in your paper towels. So I'm going to use 2 sheets of my paper towel. What this will do is it'll actually help with absorbing all that excess oil when you set your Vetkoeks aside. Guys, this is the best recipe you will ever try, trust me. And it is so amazing. Like, you could actually eat these with your acha and polony cheese, or you could actually just go all gourmet and you can just have it like as dinner. You can make some mince. Anything, guys, goes. Anything goes with these babies. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and please don't forget to subscribe and support your girl for more recipes and more videos in future. I love you guys and thank you for the support. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Mwah, mwah, mwah.